Welcome to the Dad Club. We have an awesome guest in the studio with us, author, father, hero, perhaps even, Brad Meltzer. Welcome to the show.
Good to be here.
Yeah, you are an author of adult books. Can I say adult books? Is that?
If you want me to sound like a porn writer, yeah, you can totally say that.
So adult books and children's books. What is the
thrillers? I write thrillers and mysteries. I murder people all day long, which is the perfect segue to children.
Sure.
Actually. But yeah, I write thrillers and mysteries and nonfiction books for adults, and then now write children's books as well.
So okay, you started with the non-porn adult books first.
Yes, exactly. That's how they classified in all the Barnes & Noble as non-porn adult books.
Sure.
There's a whole section.
It's always a crossroads for me when I get to Barnes & Noble, like non-porn books, porn books, I don't know, who knows. So this is so terrible. What a terrible introduction to talk about with a children's author. But this is...
No, you mentioned porn 5 times.
This is,
so happy right now.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Our audience is going to eat this up. You started with political thrillers and stuff, right?
So I write mysteries and thrillers set in the White House and set in places of power.
Cool.
And made a career doing that. And then I had kids. And as all of us know, we have kids. Whatever life we had kind of takes this quick turn, and I was like, I'm going to write books for them and write them books to teach them how to be good people, give them values. I was tired of them looking at people who are famous for being famous and thinking that that's a hero. I wanted to give them lessons of kindness and generosity, lessons of character, and that's where my entire life took a turn, and I started writing children's books based on great American heroes, whether it's Amelia Earhart or Abraham Lincoln or Rosa Parks or anyone else.
Have you seen any, with your kids, kind of direct response from reading the books and how they act or they carry themselves and like that?
So your question is are your children better than my children?
Yeah, that's.
Let's get down to it.
Yeah, so you can read ahead. Yeah.
Right. So
we have pictures.
You think you're so good? Is what
right.
Question mark. Yeah.
Right. I mean, I wish that making my kids good was a matter of me saying, I wrote these books and my children behave and they're better than everyone. Like, no, my kids are.
How are they,
but you know what they do? My youngest especially, he's the one that actually listens. You know, my daughter will do everything to spite me. I know it's in there, but she's never going to let me kick the football.
Sure.
My son, though, every year at Halloween, when we have extra candy, he's the one who says to me, we should give our candy to the homeless people. And I'm like, that's so great. And he's like Gandhi. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's working, right? Don't tell anyone. Like, don't tell anyone. And you have that moment, and then of course,
it's like a no-hitter. Like,
right,
don't talk about it.
Don't talk about it. Don't look at
them.
Make no eye contact. But and of course, the next day they're like fighting over nothing.
Like, we hate candy.
Right. We hate Gandhi and we hate homeless people, right? Sure. Like, but for moments you see it, and I do believe, one of the things that I do, and I think especially with our kids, parenting is not magic, right? It's not. You do something and then they become a good person the next day, right? It's like building a sandcastle, a grain of sand at a time. That's what it's like being a parent. I've been taking the books and I write messages in them, and I don't even give them to my kids. They're hidden in their closet. I think a couple of them have found them in there, but I'm building it for later. They read the books when they come out. I actually test all the books with them. They read as I'm writing. I see what they respond to and what they like, so I know what kids are going to like. Because I had children just for the free focus group, right? That's what I created. But I truthfully, I feel like when you teach these lessons, those big lessons, right? When you show kindness to a stranger or do something in front of your kids, it's not like they suddenly become good kids. But man, they're not going to forget that. And I think 20 years from now, they remember that. And so to me, that's what I've been doing kind of big picture long term, is trying to really put it down and say, this is why I wrote this book specifically for you, because I saw right now you're struggling with this. And I hope that, when I'm dead and gone, that this book will be the best way to give them guilt about what a great father I am. That's really the goal.
I mean, you got it down on paper.
I printed it, people, so I meant it.
At what point do you share the political thrillers with them?
The funny part is, I think that every kid, 5 years old, you're ready for the Fifth Assassin. I think that's the appropriate book. But my oldest one, who's 17, this year read The Escape Artist, one of my thrillers. And I will, we've been reviewed in the New York Times and Vanity Fair and blah, blah, blah. I was never more terrified. And my wife, I would never ask my kid, read my book, right? You're just a horrible person. I tell him, Mom, have him read the book, right?
Yeah,
but
sure.
But no, she said to me, she's like, Jonas is reading the book. And I'm like, what?
You just like peeking into
and
his room.
All I can do, and that's the thing you do, right? The first time I ever saw anyone read my book, I was on a plane, and I was so proud. It was like right when the book came out, the first book. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. And I see them reading. I immediately, just out of excitement, go, So what do you think of that book? Which the moment you say it is a super dangerous question to ask, right? Because now you got to live with this answer. And he's like, oh, it's good. So I don't say anything, and I just sit behind them. And at my seat, they were in front of me diagonally. I had a middle seat. They had an aisle seat. I'll never forget. And I wanted to see them read my great works of literature. So I'm like leaning through the seat trying to watch them read the book. And I'm not joking, 10 minutes after takeoff, they have the book and they are dead asleep. They're dead asleep. So I'm like, this is a disaster. I'm never doing this again. And my son is now reading the book, and I'm like, of course, back again, like trying to see what he's doing.
Yeah.
And he 3/4 through the book says to me, Dad, the ending is so obvious. I know what this ending's going to be. And I'm like, okay, but I'm like terrified if he's going to be right or not. I don't know.
Sure.
And thank God he was totally wrong. And for one moment was actually impressed. Was like, oh my gosh. The twist at the end, I'm like, yes, your father has done it again. I agree. But that was it. That was the one good. My daughter, when she gets old enough, no matter how good it is, she will never, ever give me that. Never. If she thinks it's the greatest book of all time, she'll be like, meh. You know, she's never going to do that, but that's okay.
When you were on the plane, is your picture on the back of the book?
It is, yeah.
Did you like try to like posture?
I know. I was like, I just walked in the same pose the whole way down the aisle, like crossed over.
Excuse me.
Yeah, it's amazing and inspiring that you wrote these books for your kids. Are you worried that that's going to put pressure on other dads who aren't writing books for their kids?
No, I've also put pressure on my kids because if they're not going to be a president, I'm really pissed. So my kids know that. I signed the books to my children. I said, I hope you will have a media conglomerate. Love, Dad. And that's nice.
That's nice.
This is where the bar is now.
Right, everything I write.
Yeah. Would it be okay if when I need some pumping up, can I call you and you just give me like one of these quotes or something like that?
No. Yeah.
It's gonna be like daily.
No. Hourly is not okay, but daily I can handle. Daily.
That's fine. I can wait. I can wait a little bit.
We did our one today though.
Well,
this counts.
This really shouldn't count. Okay, fine. Tomorrow, 12:01 a.m.
I'll help you. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
I'll get to it.
Brad, thank you for being on the Dad Club. And if you haven't already checked out the Ordinary People Who Changed the World, the I Am series, Brad's books, check that out. This has been the Dad Club.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they're clapping at home or something like that.
I feel the confetti salute.
Yeah. Most people watch it online and clap.
We're doing confetti cannons?
Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to The Dad to see all the best videos on the internet. That's what we do. It's your club too. Come on and join us. We'll see you next time.
I love you, Dad.
Well, we're going to have to do it again.